I mean, at the moment, I think I have the Guinness World Record, the most sued actor in history.
Sacha Baron Cohen. Depending on who you ask, he is either one of the dumbest comedians alive or the smartest. And to be fair, maybe he is both. He's the man behind Borat, Bruno, Ali G, The Dictator, and the show Who is America. Projects so outrageous that half the time you're wondering how on earth they even got approved.
Go, 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 go!
USA! Motherfucker!
He's been banned from countries, kicked out of hotels, chased by angry mobs, and sued more times than any other actor in Hollywood. I mean, this man doesn't have social anxiety fears him.
Hello, nice to meet you.
But beneath the mankini, the fake accents and the absurd disguises is one of the most important comedians of our time. Because what he is doing is not just comedy, he is exposing people to reveal who they really are. So today, let's dive into the career of Sacha Baron Cohen, the most sued actor in history and maybe one of the most important satirists of the 21st century. Also, if you want to get some epic merch from your favorite movies and directors, check out our webshop because we are fully stocked again.
Great success.
Now let's get into the video. Sacha Baron Cohen was born in London in 1971. Before becoming a full-time clown, as he calls it himself, he was just a history nerd with a dangerous sense of humor. Even though his most famous character Borat became known for making fun of Jewish people, Sacha himself was raised in a Jewish family and actually studied anti-Semitism and the civil rights movement at Cambridge University.
Greatest university in world, where most famous men in world study. Isaac Newton, William Shakespeare.
And also Sacha Baron Cohen. After Cambridge, he trained under the legendary clown teacher Philippe Gaulier. Gaulier taught him that the essence of comedy is stupidity performed with absolute sincerity. And it's safe to say Cohen took that to heart.
Not in the room yet, sir. Hold on.
This is not my room?
This is the elevator. It takes you to the floor where your room is.
But you know what they say, it takes a true genius to play a believable fool. Sacha once said that the goal of his work is not to mock individuals, but to reveal how people behave when they think no one is judging. With his characters, he started creating situations where people can reveal their true selves, and so he began exposing our society. Before Borat and Bruno, Sacha Baron Cohen rose to fame with the character of Ali G, a British roadman who had no filter whatsoever.
Now Beckham, do you reckon the better the footballer you is, the fitter the girl you go out with?
Ali G was a parody of youth culture and at the same time a trap for the rich and famous and people in power. He was ignorant, loud, ridiculous, but completely honest, interviewing some of the most famous people in the world, like Donald Trump, David Beckham, and Kobe Bryant.
How many springs does an official ball have in it?
How many springs? It doesn't have any springs in it.
Well, how does it bounce then?
It's air. There's air in the ball.
Well, there's air in this room. How come this room ain't bouncing?
Everybody that got interviewed were all unsure if they were supposed to laugh or call security. In one interview, Ali G talked to astronaut Buzz Aldrin, the second man who set foot on the moon. And this is what he asked him.
Do you think man will ever walk on the sun?
No.
What happens if they went in winter when the sun is cold?
The sun is not cold in the winter.
By playing Ali G, Cohen realized something vital. When people believe they are speaking to an idiot, their filters vanish. They try to act nice or dumb things down, but in doing so, they reveal their true character.
It had a certain hardness to it. It wasn't just sort of silly jokes to people in power. It had the aim to undermine those in power.
Ali G became a cultural phenomenon, leading to the Ali G Show and a feature film. But most importantly, it gave birth to a new kind of comedy, where the real joke is not the character, but people's reactions. Now, during the Ali G Show, Sacha Baron Cohen included segments of some of his other characters, one of which was Borat, who would later become his most famous persona, a mustached journalist from Kazakhstan who interviewed the people of Britain in his segment Borat's Guide to Britain. For example, he once visited an animal rights protest, which went something like this.
No, in Kazakhstan we shoot animals. We love animals too.
Why'd you shoot them?
For fun.
Or he paid a visit to the prestigious University of Cambridge.
Half the world are women.
Yes.
And therefore half the intelligence, half the ability is with the women. The only difference is that they are not creative.
Yes.
Women haven't got creative minds.
It's true.
They can't think.
They cannot think properly.
No, they can't think.
Borat became such a great success that by 2006, Sacha would turn it into a feature film, which till this day is still one of the most controversial movies ever made. If you want to check it out, I made a full video explaining why there will never be another movie like Borat. For 1 year, Cohen traveled across America as Borat, interviewing real people who had no clue they were in a satire, all while pretending to make a documentary for Kazakh television. But in reality, it was a social study on human absurdity, and an experiment exposing exactly what people really think when no one is watching. The brilliance of it all is that none of it was scripted. He just let the people be comfortable enough to expose themselves.
Do you have slaves here?
No slaves.
No slaves. It is a shame.
And Borat.
Big shame. Big shame.
In one of the most famous scenes, he went to a rodeo in Texas, revealing how many people in the Deep South think about foreigners.
I see a lot of people and I think there's a dadgum Muslim. I wonder what kind of bomb he's got strapped to him.
Yes.
And you probably aren't a Muslim. Maybe that's not your
No,
religion.
I am a Kazakh. I follow
but
the hawk.
But you look like one.
Borat proved that prejudice oftentimes hides behind politeness. But the real chaos wasn't the movie, it was the aftermath. Many of the people he interviewed sued Cohen for putting them in a bad light. For example, a group of fraternity boys sued him for defamation, or the driving instructor who sought over $100,000. Not only that, Borat's hometown, which was recorded in the village of Glad in Romania, filed a lawsuit for being manipulated and not properly compensated, demanding $30 million in damages. And to top it all off, Kazakhstan's government was outraged, feeling it portrayed the country as primitive, racist, and sexist, banning the movie upon its release. However, despite all the lawsuits, the truth was undeniable. Every laugh reflected something disturbingly real, not only about Americans, but also Western society in general. By doing these types of shenanigans and making it laughable, Borat brought to light the cultural ignorance of our time. But you can say whatever you want, but Borat is one of the few people who can end racism.
Hey.
You look like Michael Jackson Beat It.
Man, you better get
In 2009, Cohen turned himself into an Austrian fashion reporter, whose entire existence was designed to provoke discomfort.
What do you say to the people out there who say that you are so powerful in your physique, have very powerful thighs and pectoral muscles, and wonder what your Schwanzenstücke is like? What?
If Borat held a mirror to racism, the character of Bruno held it to homophobia. He infiltrated fashion shows, conservative talk programs, and military events, pushing every boundary of sexuality and taste.
For after 9/11, and a lot of clothes I see on the runway are still clothes from...
They're very pre-9/11. They're so pre-9/11.
They're very September 10th.
They're so September the 10th. That's so true.
Now, if you're wondering how far he really went, well, he once asked parents if their babies would be okay with holding guns for a photo shoot.
Is your baby fine with antiquated heavy machinery?
Yeah, she's fine. She's been around that.
Would she be fine to operate some?
Yes.
Great.
He also staged a cage fight that turned into a makeout session in front of a furious crowd. And to top it all off, he went to the Middle East as a gay man to see how people would react.
Look! Stop the car! Look!
Bruno wasn't just mocking gay men, he was mocking the fear of them. He even tried making world peace as Bruno.
Let's try and get a solution, right? Will you, the Palestinians, agree to give the pyramids back to the Israelis?
This is in Egypt, not in Palestine.
I don't care where you put them. Give them back.
By 2012, Cohen had gone global and decided to test whether his satire could survive a Hollywood budget. His movie The Dictator was his first fully scripted comedy, playing General Aladdin, a parody of every Middle Eastern tyrant rolled into one character. At first glance, it looks like the movie is just poking fun at the Middle East, using goats, a harem of women, and a helicopter misunderstanding about 9/11.
And 9/11.
Oh, 9/11, it's the best.
But beneath the chaos, there was a clear thesis. At the end of the movie, Aladdin is asking the crowd of Western politicians and military officials why they celebrate democracy, while their politicians are the ones dancing for big corporations, while the poor sit behind bars, the rich keep cashing in.
Imagine if America was a dictatorship. You could let 1% of the people have all the nation's wealth. You could ignore the needs of the poor for healthcare and education. You could use the media to scare the people into supporting policies that are against their interests.
The absurdity of this movie stings precisely because it reveals real issues. Even the so-called free world has its deceiving rulers. They're just wearing suits instead. Like all of his other characters, the dictator showed us that a clown can deliver some of the harshest truths. After a brief hiatus, Cohen returned in 2018 with his most ambitious project to date, Who is America? The concept was simple, yet terrifying. He would use multiple disguises to reveal how America perceives itself. First, he disguised himself as an Israeli commando named Eran Morat, who convinced real lawmakers to encourage children to fire weapons, making a commercial that looks like this.
Now, Philip, will you show us how to feed Puppy Pistol?
Take his lunchbox and push it into his tummy, like this.
Cohen even got a real US state representative to do this.
Go, 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 go!
USA! USA, motherfucker!
And lastly, he tried convincing hardcore Texan citizens to build the biggest mosque in the world in Texas.
Do you get nervous?
I'm absolutely terrified. I don't know what it is. It becomes addictive. I mean, we did this scene where I pitched building a mega mosque.
The world's largest mosque outside of the Middle East. A hub for tourism for Muslims around the world.
We don't want that shit here.
If it feels like it's going to get violent, then you can't. The worst thing you can do is crack and then realize that you're playing a character.
Tell me about your dream mosque.
There is no dream mosque. We don't want a mosque.
During production, Cohen got so many death threats that he had to wear a bulletproof vest. And of course, he was confronted with more lawsuits, most notably from the Alabama Supreme Court chief seeking $95 million in damages. By now, Sacha Baron Cohen's legal record is longer than his own filmography. But here's the thing. After doing years of controversial stunts, every lawsuit has either been won, settled, or quietly dismissed. Of course, on the one hand, that's because Cohen's legal team consists of some of the best wizards in the world, but on the other hand, if you're sued that many times and won, that means you're doing something right. Because being the most sued actor in history isn't a scandal, it's a byproduct of honesty. Especially in this day and age, Sacha Baron Cohen's comedy is incredibly important, because he is using comedy to expose what logic can't. He's not trying to make the world comfortable or explain his political worldview in a well-spoken way, he's just trying to give an honest interpretation of our society. That way, each project forces its subjects and us as the audience to confront the gap between who we think we are and what we actually believe.
I'm not going to claim that everything I've done has been for a higher purpose. Yes, some of my comedy, okay, probably half my comedy has been absolutely juvenile.
Cohen's influence reaches far beyond the realm of comedy. He lectured at universities, written essays on disinformation, and publicly challenged tech companies for amplifying hatred. Cohen is not here to provoke or make fun of people, he also takes responsibility as an actor in the digital age.
I'm just a comedian and an actor, I'm not a scholar, but one thing is pretty clear to me. All this hate and violence is being facilitated by a handful of internet companies that amount to the greatest propaganda machine in history.
Cohen understands that the same tools used to spread humor can also spread harm. Sacha Baron Cohen's comedy matters because it forces us not to just ask, how could they say that, but also ask ourselves, why did I laugh? His comedy is reminding us that free speech isn't supposed to make you comfortable. It's supposed to make you think. In a world addicted to outrage, his comedy dares to ask, what if offense is actually healthy? Because if we can't laugh at each other, we'll stop talking altogether. Sacha Baron Cohen may be the most sued actor in history, but maybe he is also the most necessary. Now, if you want to watch another crazy genius at work, I highly recommend checking out Klaus Kinski starring in Werner Herzog's iconic movies, Aguirre and Fitzcarraldo, which are currently streaming on Mubi. Not only in my country, the Netherlands, but in many other countries. Mubi is a curated streaming service dedicated to elevating great cinema from all around the globe. From iconic directors to emerging auteurs, there's always something new to discover. And the best thing is that they are all carefully handpicked by Mubi curators, allowing you to discover the best cinema at your fingertips, streaming anytime, anywhere.
We work anytime, anywhere. We work Jewish holidays? Anytime, anywhere.
You can try Mubi free for 30 days at mubi.com/docinema. That's mubi.com/docinema for an entire month of great cinema for free.